Welcome to week 5 of our Barefoot Back to Basics session. Today we are going to be using our ball as normal, our little bag of tricks. So having our bowl with the little balls, a hanky or a tissue, and if you have a slider handy, we're going to be bringing them into today's session. So I'm going to put them down and come back and start with the ball. So again, if you're needing to stay seated for this, please do so. If you're comfortable to stand up, please do so. And again, if you've got the tennis ball or the lacrosse ball, it is up to you depending on what pressure your foot can take at this point. So put the ball down. Ball of foot's going to come down onto the floor and we're just going to roll through the heel. So hopefully, as we're moving through and opening this foot up, it's getting a little bit less discomfort underneath the foot. So again, this is a slow process and gradual for opening up all those joints and muscles and bones that are through that foot. It is a slow process, but it is a very, very worthwhile process. So we're going to bring the ball to the back of the arch of the foot, please, and we're just going to put some direct pressure down. Now, holding the chairs if you're needing to for the balance, keeping your body up nice and tall in a postural position with the shoulders, hips, knees, and the feet underneath and tight in through our core. So let's concentrate on our nice deep breathing, trying to prevent the cringy face. That's a little bit too much pressure if you're feeling that discomfort that your face is making different facials. Come back into the middle of your arch, please, and now we put the pressure down again. So locking through that core, focusing on your breathing, and just letting that foot loosen up. You can take a deep breath in again, please, and we roll to the top of the arch and the pressure coming down again. So we'll take a deep breath in now, please, and we're just going to take the forwards and backward movement through the ball, through the foot. So we're just bringing it up and down, moving it across the whole of your foot. So if we find a spot that has a little bit more tension in it, you can go backwards and forwards there. And we're now going to take a deep breath, please. Put the heel down on the floor, take the ball up underneath the toes, and we're going to roll them side to side. So I'm hoping that you're getting the massage of the feet through with the ball. Hopefully on a daily basis, you'll notice a lot of difference through. If not, so let's just move that ball down to the heel. If not on a daily basis, maybe 3 or 4 times through the week. So moving it down and back. So I'm coming back now up to under the toes, across the top of my foot, and taking a deep breath. And I'm going to hold onto a chair, please. Bring the foot up, take some circles in one direction with the ankle and back in the opposite direction. Taking a deep breath, foot down. We're going to come to the other side now. So the ball of the foot will go down onto the floor and we're just going to roll across your heel. So just giving that a little bit of a massage through first. And we're going to now come to the base of the arch and put the direct pressure down. So again, just check your postural alignment, shoulders, hips, knees, feet. Tighten in through the core. Make sure you've got that chair there and you're holding on if we're needing to. Keep the body up tall though, so have the chair right beside you rather than leaning forwards or backwards. Take a deep breath in now, please, and roll to the middle part of your arch. Take a deep breath and the pressure is going down. So I found a lovely spot today. So nice, deep, controlled breathing. The more you can control the breathing, the easier it is for those muscles to relax out. Okay, so we're going to move it through to the top of the ball of the foot and the pressure down again. So we're just going to hold that there. So always make note in your head of how that foot is feeling for when we come back later. So now we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to move it back and forward. So today I've identified that I do have those tightnesses through my feet. I haven't been rolling out as much as I should be. So it's a definite reminder to me that I need to do it a little bit more often. And I may come back a bit later on today and redo this session and put a little bit more time in working through this foot. So we're going to take a deep breath and I'm going to put the heel down now and I'm going to roll side to side. So just moving it over and start to move the ball down towards the heel. And let's progress it back up to the top, please. Okay, so taking a deep breath, please. We're just going to hold onto the chair, circle through the foot, in opposite direction, please. Taking a deep breath. Put the foot down and let's just take a march through. Just be mindful of where your ball is, so making sure we step back and stabilizing through those feet. So again, just be mindful where your ball is and let's just take a side to side rock with those hips, keeping the body up nice and tall, keeping our bottoms tucked under and our core in tight. We're now just going to take a circle through the hips. And back in the opposite direction, please. And circle through, side to side. And taking a deep breath, bringing us back to a little march. Okay, so now we're going to come down onto the floor to do our toga. So pop the ball away, bring yourselves either onto a chair, onto the floor, grabbing a cushion if we're needing to pop underneath, and I'll see you down on the floor very shortly. So we're down on the floor or in our seated position, and you're going to need to be able to grab hold of that toe. So if you're on the floor, you've got a straight leg out. I am going to tuck mine under, so I have depending on where your range of motion and the mobility through those hips is, we are wanting to be comfortable. So again, popping a cushion under the knees wherever you're needing to help support yourself. Holding on to the base of that knuckle of your big toe, we're going to start with our circles in the first direction, please. So we're just nice and gentle movements through. Some people will have a little bit more movement than others. Some might find that it's still not moving very much. Again, that is okay. It is a lot of years of being restricted that we're trying to loosen it all up now. Take a deep breath, circle back in the opposite direction. Generally, we can have the movement through. Again, it's just time. And with these big toes and the feet, it can take a lot. Some will have a quicker result than others. Taking a deep breath, but you will have a result in time. So holding onto that big toe and pulling it out and release down. So pull up and release. So it's very small, up and down. Again, concentrate on your breathing. Down. And just release that one down. So fingers in between the big toe and second toe, and we're just going to pull them in towards your body and release. So again, let's just exhale, bring it in and release out. Exhale in and release out. Bring it in, release out, bring it in, releasing out, and one more time please bring that in. So we're just going to now take your big toe backwards and forwards. So everyone's range of motion with this big toe is going to be very different, and we may not be able to get it moving backwards and forwards very far. Again, that comes back to wearing a toe spring in your shoes. So just be mindful of the shoes that you choose in the future, looking at the heel lift at the back and looking at the toe spring at the front. So when we immobilize that big toe by having it in a toe spring, it does tend to trigger things higher upstream through the knees, through the hips, and through that lower back. So very mindful in the footwear that you are choosing. Let's take a deep breath now. We're going to take the big toe and the second toe and we're going to bring it back and forward. So nice and slow, nice and controlled, loosening these feet up. Again, just really concentrate on your breathing in and out. And we're going to come down to your second and third toe, please. And let's come down to the third and the fourth. And let's now come back down to the fifth toe and your fourth toe. So just going back and forwards. And let's move it back up. So the fourth, and the third. And let's come up to the third and the second. And let's come now up to the fifth and the second. And just back toes, sorry, big toe on the second toe, and moving it back and forward. And now we're going to hold that mid-arch, please, and we're going to link your fingers through, or link fingers first and then grab mid-arch. So when we have those fingers linked through your toes, you're going to take a circle through in the first direction. Circle back in the opposite direction now. And let's just take it side to side, so just nice and gently, nice and easy. And we're just going to release that through now and just give those feet a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a movement through on top. And you can just give the arch of that foot a little bit of a rub through, a little bit of a massage in, up the side of the foot as well. Taking a deep breath, a little bit of a wiggle through. Now very gently we're going to take the leg out. If the hip's a little bit sticky, give it a rub through. Also give your quad a bit of a move through. So we are trying to loosen everything up. We're going to now take a very nice deep breath, Change to the other foot, so repositioning your leg where you're comfortable, putting the foot up, so whether it be just up on that knee, if you've got the pillows underneath, get yourself into a nice comfortable position as best you can. We're going to hold on to the base of that knuckle and we're going to circle through the toe again on the other foot. So it's nice, slow, controlled movements and focusing on your breathing. Have an awareness of your body also. Circle back in the other direction. When you start moving through the feet, through the toes, and you loosen things up, you find things higher upstream also loosen out. So if you have never had a reflexology massage where they look and work on your feet, I strongly recommend you try it. It's quite interesting when they work through the big toe. The lady that I've seen said it was also a nice little chiropractic adjustment to your back. So they can work from the feet through. Take a deep breath, and we're just pulling straight up and down. And it looks at all the different components within your body too. So very interesting reflexology massage, working on the feet only. So just up and back, nice and controlled breathing. And we're just going to release that one down. So fingers in between, big toe, second toe, please. Deep breath, exhale, bringing it in. And release out. Exhale in and release. Exhale in and release. Exhale in and release. Exhale in, release. Exhale, bring that one in, and we'll release that one out again, please. So let's take the big toe now, backwards and forwards, moving through. So again, noticing anything different between the feet. So again, this is the tight foot that I felt before, finding that my movement's a little bit worse on this side than it was on the other side. So it's definitely something I need to work on more next week. So I'm now going to take a deep breath, release that one through, big toe, second toe, forwards and backwards, please. Now let's come down to second and the third. And then we'll come down to the third and the fourth. Down to fourth and fifth, please. Controlling that breathing. Okay, so let's just move it back up. So fourth and third. And we're going to now come up, please, to the third and the second. And we're now coming up to the big toe and the second toe, backwards and forwards. Okay, so taking a deep breath, we're going to link those fingers in through the hand, holding on mid-foot and circle through, please. So taking a deep breath, circle through the opposite direction. Okay, so let's just take it side to side movement through. And now we're just going to take a gentle twist through the foot, giving some rubbing through the top part of the foot as well as we twist through. And then coming into the arch and just taking a nice little movement through, massaging through side of the foot. Taking a deep breath now. So again, very gently, let's just ease that leg out. Giving your hip a little bit of a rub in and a move through the quad too, please. So just nice and easy. releasing those muscles a bit. Now the feet are out in front if we can, and we're looking at the feet, and we're just trying to spread those toes out as wide as we can. So it's something we're going to look at and monitor again in how wide we can handle, how well we can move. My right foot's not playing well today, so just moving them through, out to the sides and then back down. So little movements through the big toes, through the toes. We're now going to come back up. So I'll give you a few minutes to come back up off the floor. We're going to come into our standing position and we're going to be doing our switches through the big toe and small toes. So I'll see you upstairs shortly. So when you are back in a standing position, we're coming back to our side to side movement through the hips. So I'm just going to put my hands now on the side. So again, let's just keep it nice and tight through the core, please. And let's rock around those hips. So nice circular motion through again. So slow movements. We are looking at loosening this all up over time. So deep breath and circle through. So the next few weeks, we are bringing in that hip mobility and some exercises that you can do to help. Side to side. Okay, so deep breath in, please. Let's just bring our little march through. Hands by your side, let them move nice and freely. We're going to stabilize through the feet, taking a deep breath, and we're just going to look down at those feet and we're going to see where they're positioned again. So are we going straight? Have we still got one foot going out, going in? Just going to now get that focus of stabilizing through the base of both heels, base of the big toe, base of the pinky, and the digits down. So making sure those feet are nice and aligned, tucking through that core, please. Body is up nice and tall with the shoulders, hips, knees, feet directly underneath. Tuck your bottom under just slightly. Now also in our core area, we've got a little can, and we're just wanting to keep that can in place. So tuck the rib cage over just slightly, so we are up nice and tall, and relax through the shoulders. So just going to hold this position for a second, and now we're just going to release that out and bring the feet back to a march, please. Take your first foot out in front. Again, nice and posturally aligned through in front, please. Tuck this through, relax through the supporting knee just slightly, and take a deep breath in. Looking at the foot that is out in front, please raise your big toe up. So if we need to hold onto a chair again, please feel free to do so. So we're just checking where that big toe is. Is it coming straight up? Are we still going a little bit in towards your second toe? Big toe down, please. And now raise your small toes up. Taking a deep breath in, small toes down, and raise that big toe up. Big toe down, small toes up. Small toes down and the big toe up, please. So we're now going to come to some switches. So take your deep breath, please. Switch, 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 and switch. So big toe should be up. Keeping core nice and tight, deep breath, big toe down, please. Back to march. And take step out with your next leg. So check posture that we're in nice alignment, tighten in through your core. Deep breath, look down at the foot and raise that big toe up. So it's the big toe again, coming straight up, more in. Have we had any progress over the last 5 weeks with how that big toe is coming up? Big toe down, please, and small toes up. So again, this takes time, and some of the people I've been working with the last 6 months are still finding it very hard to coordinate it. It's getting a little bit better, but it's a very slow process and working with it. So small toes down, big toe up. It is a lot of fun though. Quite a lot of my ladies now challenge their grandchildren as to see who can do it. Deep breath in, big toe down, small up. Tighten in through your core again, please. We're going to take your switches. So switch, 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 switch. Now our small toes are up. Take a deep breath and put them down. So let's just bring our march through. Taking a deep breath in again, let's stabilize through the feet, just checking the position. Tucking in through the core again, bottom under, cans in place. So taking a deep breath in, please, raising both toes, big toes up. Big toe down, deep breath, small toes up. Small toes down, and let's just get our repositioning through again. So move through, base of the heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, digits down, deep breath in, exhale, digits down into floor. So adjust, holding it there. Take your deep breath, please raise the small toes up and take the outsides of your feet up slightly. Keeping your arch, take your deep breath, toes down and relax through. So tighten in through the core, make sure the knees stay out the whole time. Again, deep breath in, please raise both big toes up. And big toes down, deep breath, raise small toes and the outsides of the feet up, maintaining your arch. Take your deep breath, put the small toes down, deep breath in again please, and just press those digits down. Deep breath in, small toes up, small toes down, big toes up. Big toes down, small toes up. Raise the outside of the feet, maintaining arch, keeping knees apart. Small toes down and relax. So let's just march through. So one of the things they look at in keeping the brain active is learning new things. So getting the coordination between the brain and the feet again, quite easy thing to do, but hard at the same time. So it's nice to challenge ourselves. Now, I'm going to get you to grab your chairs and grab the little bowl. Now, I did speak to you last week about grabbing a band. So with your band, one thing that we are looking at is if you have had shoes that have misshapen your feet into the big toe going in, and quite a lot of people have got the bunions happening on the outside. So with the band, what we do is put them around those big toes. Now I've got my feet out so my knees are wide. I am again in nice and tight in my postural position of shoulders, hips, knees. My legs are in a 90-degree position down. With the big toes there, keeping your small toes on the floor, we are raising those big toes. So with the band, it's going to assist with pulling it back in just slightly. Deep breath in, bring it down. So again, this is a little bit tricky for some people to coordinate. So both the big toes are going up and we're keeping the small toes down on the floor and back down. So taking a deep breath in again, please exhale, big toes up. And down. So I'm just going to reposition that band. Take a deep breath in, please. Big toes up and down. So this is another exercise, really good one to be able to put in to help repositioning those big toes. So take a deep breath and big toes up. We're realigning the big toes. Take a deep breath and we're going to put that one down. Now we're going to take that band off before you come to a standing position. So if you can add that band in, add those exercises in wherever you feel like you would like to within a day, that's fine. I'm just going to pop my chair out of the way and come in now for a little bit of the movement through the feet and working through your hip mobility again. So I'm putting the different bits and pieces that I've got. So I use a hanky, we have the band, I have a little bouncy ball, and I have a couple of marbles and a rock. So you can also use keys and whatever you may have around your house. In a standing position, I have now got my bowl to the side. So to work through, I'll now need to get that ball off my hanky. So we're just using the feet, holding onto a chair if you're needing to, picking them up and moving them out to the side. So I just need to reposition my bowl. So it is just a small move so that we're working through some rotation through the hips, picking up the things, and also, so by working through picking up with the feet, we're working through the feet, we're working through the toes, and we're getting some mobility in, bringing it up and out to the side, bowl and out to the side. So taking a deep breath through, I don't know how well I'll go. I'm going to reposition my bowl now, just using my feet and the hips. So I'm stable through my foot. Taking them now, and I missed. So that one can stay there. From the outside, back in. So again, it's working on some mobility through the hips, working on some rotation. So I'm going to get you to go outside and inside on your legs. And I've lost a marble. So we're going to take a deep breath. I might just use my hands to reposition the other side. So again, this is an exercise that my ladies that I work with do with their grandkids to see if they can do them as well. So they're finding it interesting to see the younger kids do the mobility, whether they have the mobility, whether they can also work through their toes, through their feet, and they're teaching them. And then we'll go from the outside inside. Much easier to do on carpet. Okay, so we're outside and inside at least once. So we're doing it once through this session. If you're wanting to do it a little bit more through the day, please feel free to do so. Or in this session, if you want to pause it and do it again, so 2 times outside, inside. Next exercise we will be doing is with the sliders. So again, a little bit more hip mobility and strengthening. So pop your bowl away, please. We're now coming to a slider. So I'm on a tiled surface, so I'm going to put the black part down. If you're on a carpeted surface, your shiny bit goes down. Now, chair may be needed, depending on your balance. So progressively, this is what we do notice. With the class that I run, face-to-face, 6 months ago, everyone started using their chairs. 6 months down the track, the balance is much better and the stability and strength in that foot, that they're all doing it without holding on. So end game is not holding on and having the balance and strength through the foot. But to start, relax through the knee, tighten through the core, holding onto the chair, stabilize through the foot. So we're getting the base of the heel, base of big toe, and the base of the pinky, and the digits are down. We're nice and tucked through your core again. So that nice postural alignment, my bottom's under just slightly, hip bone are tight, and I'm parallel. With my foot on slider, I'm having to have a full connection through the leg, and I'm using my hip to move my leg out to the side. So my glute, hip, and we're working the outer part of the leg. You're also working and moving through the inner thigh. So we're working through the hip area. So getting the mobilization, and we're also strengthening through your glutes. So they're nice, low impact, slow, controlled, keeping the head up, so keeping that little can in as well. I'm going to take the heel down, please, and change to the other leg. So stabilizing through again, tuck under, base of the heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, digits down, and out to the side. So we're coming straight out. So as we do come out to the side, Check that the heel is leading out, that the toe is pointing forward, that you are just using that glute to move yourself out. Your body does not move at all. It is just from the hip out. Slowly controlling that breathing. Taking a deep breath and bring your heel down. The next exercise we do, I'm going to come side on for you to start. Again, stabilizing through your foot, relax through the knee. Tightening in through my core, and I've got the chair in front of me. So a lot of people may want to hold onto the chair. So we have it fairly close because we're keeping this tight and your upper body tight. Make sure we do have that neck looking straight ahead. So taking a deep breath, heel goes up, tight in through the core, press back. So if you can do it without the chair, you are more than welcome to do so. So we are just squeezing it back. We're using the glute. So it's the under part of your glute, squeezes back. Connecting through the whole foot is making you really focus on having the mind muscle control between your glute and the floor. So working through the whole movement, through the leg, pressing out. And one more please, and now bring that in. So heel will come down. I'm just going to pop the chair and we're going to go to the other side, please. So again, stabilizing first through the foot, tighten in through your core. So there is a lean through. So hands are on the chair if you're needing to. Tighten in through the core though and get that focus. It's nice and flat through the back by keeping this area of your core tight. So deep breath, press back. 1, in, 2, in, 3, in, 4, in, 5, in, 6, in, 7, in, 8, in, 9, in, 10, in, 11, in, and the 12, and in, and again, heel will come down. So going to take a deep breath, bring the body up nice and tall, come back to having the chair beside you, and we're going to now take a 45-degree step. Slide back, please, sorry, so keeping it up, 45 degrees, we slide that back. So again, we're just using the glute to take it out. Your body up is up nice and tall. So we're getting the different movements through your leg. So out to the side, behind, and the 45-degree angle. So I do like to focus on getting all these different parts within the hips, within the glutes moving. Quite often when you fall, you'll fall by stumbling backwards in either straight back or a 45-degree step. So we build the strength through there and it will help. But the balance through the supporting leg is going to also be crucial to help. Deep breath, heel down please. So coming to the other side, I will reposition my chair today. Deep breath, body's up, tight in through the core. 45 back is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12. We're going to take a deep breath and I'm going to put the heel down. Now I'm going to come back to the other leg please, and I will get you to use a chair for these ones. So now we're going to add in a little bit of movement through the hip. So holding onto the chair, body's up nice and tall. We come out to the side, circle around and back in. So if I come to the side, it is out to the side, circle behind and in. So supporting legs slightly bent, and we're getting some mobility out to the side through the hip. So this is where we're going to stay today. We are going to progress this in next week. So just judge your range of motion. Again, we're going to monitor that range of motion and see as it progresses over the next couple of weeks. Heel down, please. Deep breath. Come to the other side. So just turn yourselves around. Bodies up. Tucking core in to the side. 45 degrees around, 45. And around, it was a 90 degree. Out. Around. So it's a quarter circle. And back in, and the heel is down. So taking a deep breath, please. Please take your slider and put it to the side, and we'll pop it under your chair. Bring a march back through for me, please. Now we're just going to stabilize through your first leg, tuck through the core, take your arms out to the side. Now let's get the stabilization through the foot. So base of heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, and raise that knee up. So tucking through your core, checking that balance, seeing how it's going, taking your deep breath and bring that foot down. So the base of the heel, base of the digit, base of the big toe, base of the pinky, deep breath, exhale and raise the other side up. Bring the foot down again. Let's just take a march through and we're going to go through them again. So taking a deep breath, stabilize through your first foot, base of heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, tuck through the core, arms out, and raise the heel up, the leg up. And bring that foot back down. Take a deep breath, marching through again and stabilize for the other side. Tucking through, stabilize through the foot and bring it up. So take a deep breath. We're going to bring that one down. We're going to take a march back through. We're going to shake out your legs and we're going to go through a little stretch. So just take the calf stretch first. So again, feet hip width as we come behind the chair. Back foot is nice and flat. Take a deep breath, bringing it up. Other side, toe heel back. Deep breath, exhale, bending the back knee slightly. Bring it up. So stabilizing through the feet. Let's take a small step back and take your bottom back. You can pop the hands up onto the chair if we're needing to, but we're pressing your front leg back, stretching out through hamstring. Deep breathing. Bringing it up. Small step, other side. Bottom back, please. Take a deep breath. I'm going to bring that one up. So I'm going to now come in beside my chair. Take your inside leg in, please. Now hip flexor stretch, drop your back knee down and take an arm up straight. So the front of your hip, you're going to feel a little bit of tightness there. So that is the part we're stretching through the hip flexor. So the trick is to tuck that bottom under. Now the leg that was behind, please bring up the foot, stretching out the quad. Now with the stretching and loosening up through these hips, one thing we are looking at is where is your knee aligned when you do a quad stretch. And we're wanting it back with those knees together. So if that knee is jutting out in front, it's a bit of an indication we have tight quads, tight hip flexors, and we need to do a little bit more stretching through and release that out. So taking the other side, please, inside leg, back foot and then drop the knee back down. Tuck your bottom under. You feel a little bit of tightness through as we release the front. So release that hip flexor. So same leg that's behind is the arm that will go up. Take a deep breath in, please. Again, stabilize through that foot and bring your back leg up. Take a deep breath, bring that one down, shaking it through. We're going to come down onto your chair, please, for a hip stretch. So body stays nice and aligned. Bring your foot up, ankle and knee, so only if we can, and the pressure will come down. So nice deep breathing. And release that one up, foot down, other side please. Deep breath and exhale as you press down. We're going to release that foot out. Take the feet out wide, so 90 degrees with that foot underneath. Hands are on the knees, take a deep breath in, exhale and press out. So just keeping your core in nice and tight again. Chest is up and nice, slow, controlled breathing. And release that one up. And let's take a deep breath in, please. As you exhale, press back out again. And release that back in. Okay. And that brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves today. So nice and slow, nice and controlled, adding in the hip mobility, adding in some hip and glute exercises. Again, if you haven't got a slider, strongly recommend that you get one. They are one of my favorite tools for exercising that just help with the mobility and make you connect everything through the hips, through the legs. So it is definitely a go-to, really inexpensive equipment to get. So I get mine off eBay again. It cost me about $5 each and a pair is $10. So have a look for one if you don't have one. Continue this week going a little bit longer with our barefoot sessions, trying to get a couple of these sessions in a week. And if the bare basics is you just roll your feet and do a bit of toe mobility through the week, excellent. So we just build that strength, build the balance, better circulation, better movement, better function, and a beautiful massage as well with rolling the feet on those balls. So thank you very much for joining me in week 5. I look forward to seeing you next week for week 6. So I'm going to progress those sliders a little bit more. So I look forward to seeing you then.